Hi, and welcome back to Yachting Viewpoints. Captain Stevie B here. It's been a while. Ocean Pearl, about 2 months ago, left her slip for the boat yard for some maintenance to be done and such. And while she was out of the water, there were some other issues that did come up. I had to get those addressed, which I did, and she's back in her slip now. So I'm going to go over some of the things that was accomplished in the boat yard while we're in the engine room and talking about that. But it was a lot substantial. Hopefully we'll get this all in this one video. But there's a couple other things I wanted to talk about also. Is I've had some viewers ask, why did you buy an Ocean Alexander of all the boats that you looked at? Well, I like the build quality of the Ocean Alexander. I like the look of the Ocean Alexander. This particular model 1990 Pilot House 52, I think it's about 55 feet overall. I had more teak wood inside, and also I like the amenities that the boat came with. So I do appreciate that, and the keel on the boat let it track through the water a lot better than other boats that I've been on. There's lots of great boats out there, but my viewpoint was this Ocean Alexander fit everything that I wanted in a boat, and so that's why I picked Ocean. Also want to go through the Salon and go through the interior of the boat today and let you see the projects that I've been working on, because I think that when I was doing the projects, you saw them kind of getting completed and then, but not really all put together. So most of it's done. Of course, there's a lot more to do. So let's start off with the Salon and let me walk you through the things that I've accomplished. Let's do that now. As you walk into the Salon, you can see the headliner. It's about 7 foot with the LED lighting that I installed. I think that really looks nice. It had a real nice high-low table, nice wet bar with a nice counter space to put whatever knickknacks and such on, or foods. But it also had this really nice wood on the side that had this bottom vent that actually the diesel heat comes out of, which I really appreciate having that being in December. The large windows, that was a plus that I really wanted. It has a TV that's hidden away in those sliding doors right there. It has a nice ice maker, a U-line. It's huge. I haven't used it. I know it works. I used the one in the the freezer. The wet bar I did fix up a little bit. I really appreciate all the storage. You can see the hardware, and you can see the difference in the hardware. I think I'll fan around here. This was what it was. This is what it is now, and of course this is going to be done. I already have the hardware for it, but I think it made a big difference in that. And then the bar area, as we fan around, had a nice sink. A lot of them didn't. And then opening up this area, I was utilizing it as bottle storage. It has some nice lighting on the floor. Also, the diesel heat also comes out of the vents on the floorboard there. This is the Bosch dishwasher, which I've used, and it works. Just works great. And the trash compactor, which I haven't used, but it did work during the survey. It has a double sink, which actually has a garbage disposal. And the oven has a nice, I'm going to fan out, has a nice microwave. Everything works wonderfully on the boat, so knock on teak. And the side-by-side refrigerator's huge inside. It holds a lot. The ice maker is just, let me show you that. I don't have a lot in it, but let me open it up so you can see. You can see how large it is. And it has quite a bit. The other side is the same. So let's go up to the Pilot House, which I also replaced the LED lights. And the header is 7 feet tall also in the Pilot House. Gives you lots of room, headroom for sure. I like the artwork. You can see it as right there, the entrance going downstairs to the staterooms. And the artwork on the wall here is really nice, killer whale with some abalone. So I like that. Also has a nice table up here that actually opens up. And there's a lot of room on this table. So let me open that up so you can really see. And the other side opens up too. So you can actually have a nice lunch or dinner up here, which I have before. And then this right here on these Garmins, there's a backup camera that I installed, and that works really nice. And then the other one you can have right now, I have a picture of the marina. It actually has photographs in it, which is really nice. And you can go back to that screen, so that's kind of nice. This is an 8412, that's 8410, both are Garmin. Let's see, we got a bow thruster, which I really appreciate. Used it a few times. This is a remote. I carry it with me. There's the phone. You can call different parts of the boat, engine room, stateroom, and such. There's the breaker panel there. There's the controls, the Mathers controls. And there is you can see the lights that's lit up on the boat. That tells you what is on the boat, and so that you know that needs to be turned off or turn on. And then you have the dart, which it works wonderfully. It has the depth, the speed, the temp, and then of course you have an inverter, and that is the inverter. That is a 28 on the inverter. Spotlight control, autopilot, tank monitoring system. So we're going to come down the side door. I really like. There's the two clocks that I was working on that you saw. I try to match everything with that high polished stainless look. Coming down these steps, coming around the corner here, and then you can see the master stateroom, and this is one of the heads right here. And you can see I have a dehumidifier going, but it also has a large shower. So let's see if I can fan out a little bit, but I wanted two heads. Master has a nice place, a little vanity with a stool. You can sit down, it swings out. You also have electric heat. I don't use it because of the diesel heat. And then you have a large hanging locker, and then again another head and another full walk-in shower right there. And I really like the woodwork. You can see it is trimmed around the basin and such. I like that a lot. The parquet flooring. And if you watched other videos, you know this whole carpet comes up and this parquet floor here. And I'm going to I'll remove that later on and just have that because I think that really is nice. But you can see the wood. There's no vinyl put up or any kind of material, only the headliner. And of course it has the hatch, also done in teak with a nice screen. And that's about all I can ask for in a stateroom, really. So we're going to move on to the washer and dryer, which is like brand new, and I have used the dryer, not the washer yet. So I'm just going to back up here and let you see it. As you can see, this is the heavy duty Frigidaire. Hardly used it all. I did use a dryer, it works wonderfully. The controls are simple to use. You know, back then, things were made well. And it's all enclosed in this nice door. You see the thickness. And that's what I really liked about Ocean Alexander boats too. They're hardwood. There's no laminate really into the doors. And then coming down to the other two staterooms, there's bunks here, which I did the hardware on that. And I replaced all the bedding in all the staterooms and such. These are some pads that's on the bow for lounging. They work really nice. And this also has a large, can't really fan out too much. There's the diesel heat controls for this room, and it has just a really large hanging locker too. So then the other stateroom is a double. It's fairly large also. Has a large hanging locker in it also. And has some reading lights. Also, the other stateroom has reading lights as well. You can see in the corner there. And into the engine room. This all has a nice mirror too in the back. So the engine room, coming into it now. I'll try to be as steady as I can with this. All right. So I did the flooring in the engine room to make it look and feel a little bit nicer on the feet and such. So let's just sit here for a moment and I'll show you some of the stuff that's been done. Let me fan around here. Here we go. Okay. So the hot water heater, which I believe is a 40, and the lines I replaced on that. Put recovery tank boxes for the radiator. New alternator right there. I need to do a little cleaning up with a brush, but there's a new alternator. These are the large sea strainers that I had put on. They're brand new. They're just huge. I was able to get the exact ones that it came with. New hoses. Fanning around here. There's another one. Just huge. One of the largest I've seen. And I like the frame that they did on it. It was a custom frame. that came, and I believe that was factory. And moving forward, we had those the batteries are put in. There's 8Ds, and I upgraded and made that a little bit nicer to keep those, and some storage bins I added for that. And then we have the turbos, new oil, cooler, pump on it, new starter. I know, it just goes on. And then new shafts with the dripless, which I went with the dripless because these are hard for me to get to if I have to do any adjusting, but there they are right there. These are the Pro Series PSS, so they don't drip while you're underway. This box right here is an extreme heater. I'm not sponsored by them, but they kick on when it gets down to around 45, and they keep running until 55. I have 2 of them on because it needs 2 for this size of engine room, and they're 600 watts each. There's the inverter fanning around. This was recently installed. That's a new muffler that was installed not too long ago, but the new one just a year ago is right there. That's all new. Some new lines there for the turbo. And coming around slowly here, pretty soon I'll be doing some painting and some cleaning in this engine room. Way in the far corner, there's a central vac system that I'm working on right now, just cleaning it up. And that's pretty much the engine room. that's enough, huh? New shafts on both sides. So the lazarette, that is a storage area on this type of a boat. And I'll open this door and you can see it opens from the outside and inside, and you just put a lot of storage. There are my dehumidifiers going, but you can put a lot of storage in there. Again, there's the phone for if you need to contact, there's even on the flybridge, you need to call the flybridge. There's another, I have a separate charger for the bow thruster, which is really nice. All right, let's see if we can fan around here. All the, forgot to mention this, all the Raycor filters for the diesel, they've been rebuilt, and all the strainers have been replaced. There's a strainer for the generator. So this is a Northern Lights generator, 8.5, 8,500. And there's a rebuild. Here's another rebuild right there. There's the Raycor filter, that's all been rebuilt. Second one back there, can't really see it. And the one for the diesel heat. And that's the central vac. There's a bowl that fits down below, and I'll take care of that later on. But other than that, that's it. And there's a video showing the boat out of the water with the shafts and such. But you can see all the teak. Just a lot of teak. And drawers, especially in this room. There's 6 drawers here. There's the diesel heat. And just fan around. I think that's gonna do it for the inside. I think we can go on the outside. You can see what they've done in the boatyard somewhat. There's a nice picture of the galley again as you come around. All right, I like this large door as you exit, and I like a little bit of teak on the outside, and this gives me just enough. Going up to the fly bridge. All right, so this part here, the rail, has all been replaced. That was rusted a little bit and dented up a little bit on the hardware, and so that's been all repainted. And the bottom of the boat's now black instead of blue, and the hull's been waxed, and that shows, I think, in this picture. This is my slip, and here you'll be able to see a little bit better, I think. Here we go. There's a picture of the water line. So their water line is black with the blue, and then there's the hull. And you did see another video that I replaced the fenders and, you know, did the fender holders because it didn't have any holders. It just had some old fenders in on it, so that's all been done. A little bit of the fly bridge up there is all buttoned down. But yeah, I think back from the boat yard, I really like the side of these rails that protect the boat. They really need to be painted, and they did a good job on the primer and everything. So, and that's it for this video, and I'll keep you updated on Ocean Pearl. Hopefully we'll get some adventure videos coming out soon now that she's had the work done. I didn't really want to take her out too much because of those water strainers. That one was leaning over, and just wanted to get some of the work done. So, all right, Captain Stevie B out. Till next time.